Evidence does not speak for itself. It speaks through how well it is collected, preserved, and presented. Welcome to Module 3, Investigations. In this session, we begin Chapter 6, Evidence. Evidence is the foundation of any investigation. It provides proof or indication of facts and helps establish what truly happened. As security professionals, our role is not just to find evidence, but to ensure its integrity, reliability, and admissibility. This chapter will help you understand how evidence supports decisions, strengthens cases, and upholds accountability. Evidence is any information that proves or disproves an assertion. It is widely used in medicine, technology, surveillance, and information systems, but in security, it plays a critical role in investigations. Security professionals must be capable of identifying, collecting, and analyzing evidence across multiple domains: criminal, civil, contract, and corporate environments. The ability to handle evidence correctly is not just a technical skill, it is a core professional capability that directly impacts the outcome of investigations. There is no single universal standard for evidence handling. Different jurisdictions follow different procedures, and investigators must always comply with applicable laws and regulations. However, one principle remains constant: the chain of custody. This ensures that evidence is properly collected, documented, and preserved without tampering. Evidence can take multiple forms. Oral evidence includes spoken statements, either direct or indirect. Documentary evidence includes records, files, and digital data. Physical evidence refers to tangible items that can be touched or examined. Understanding these types is essential for effective investigation. Oral evidence refers to statements made by individuals based on what they have seen, heard, or experienced. Direct evidence comes from first-hand observation. For example, a witness describing an incident they personally saw. Indirect or circumstantial evidence involves inference, where facts suggest a conclusion, even if the event was not directly observed. Materiality and importance determine the value of evidence. Not all statements carry equal weight. Investigators must carefully assess credibility, consistency, and relevance to determine how much importance to assign to each statement. The initial response to an incident is critical in preserving evidence. First, secure the scene. Limit access and protect the area from contamination. Second, identify and separate witnesses to ensure independent accounts. Third, prevent communication between witnesses to avoid influence or distortion. Fourth, document everything: observations, actions taken, and statements received. In some cases, union or legal requirements may apply, especially during interviews. These must be respected. Effective witness management ensures that evidence remains reliable and uncontaminated. Conducting witness interviews requires preparation and professionalism. Before the interview, review available information and ensure the witness is comfortable and in a suitable environment. During the interview, establish rapport and encourage the witness to speak freely. Use open-ended questions and avoid leading or suggestive language. Allow pauses. Often, important details emerge when witnesses are given time to think. After the interview, document responses accurately and verify key details. A well-conducted interview can significantly strengthen the quality of evidence and the overall investigation. Documentary evidence refers to information recorded in written or digital form. It includes items such as reports, emails, contracts, photographs, and electronic records. Handwriting and signatures are often analyzed to verify authenticity and detect alterations. Photocopies may be examined for hidden details, though originals are always preferred. Graphics and photographs provide visual evidence and can be enhanced or analyzed for additional insights. Ink and other media can also be examined to determine age, composition, or authenticity. The key principle is reliability. Documentary evidence must be accurate, verifiable, and properly preserved. Handling and transporting documentary evidence requires strict control. Under preservation rules, evidence must remain exactly as found. It should not be folded, marked, or unnecessarily handled. Proper labeling is essential. Mark items with initials, date, and case reference without damaging the document. For shipping, original documents are preferred over photocopies. Evidence should be sent using secure methods, such as registered mail or trusted courier services, maintaining a clear chain of custody. Improper handling or transport can compromise the integrity and admissibility of evidence. Physical evidence includes any tangible item connected to an incident. Corpus delicti refers to evidence proving that a crime has occurred. Associative evidence links a suspect to the scene, such as fingerprints or DNA. Identifying evidence helps establish identity, like bite marks or blood samples. Tracing evidence assists in locating suspects, for example, receipts or transaction records. Trace evidence includes small materials like fibers, paint, or glass. Impression evidence includes footprints, tire marks, or tool marks. Understanding these categories helps investigators collect and interpret evidence effectively. Effective evidence search requires coordination and defined roles. The team leader oversees security, planning, and decision-making. The photographer documents the scene through images and videos. The sketch preparer creates diagrams to capture layout and positioning. The evidence recorder maintains detailed documentation. The scene supervisor ensures safety, logistics, and legal compliance. Search principles include being systematic and thorough. Common search patterns include grid, strip, fan, or spiral methods. The goal is to ensure that no evidence is missed or contaminated. Proper documentation is essential for preserving the integrity of the scene. The process begins with a preliminary survey to understand the environment. Next is narrative documentation, where observations are recorded in detail. Photography captures visual evidence before anything is moved. Finally, sketching provides a structured representation of the scene. Documentation must include date, time, location, weather conditions, personnel involved, and position of evidence. Photographs should always be taken before collection, and all actions must be recorded. Accurate documentation ensures that evidence can be understood and validated later. Collecting physical evidence requires precision and discipline. First, investigators must protect themselves, using gloves and proper tools to avoid contamination. Second, evidence should be collected and packaged separately with proper labeling and sealing. Third, contamination must be prevented, minimal handling, and clean procedures are essential. The chain of custody must be maintained at all times, documenting every transfer and handling of evidence. Only authorized personnel should handle evidence, and records must be complete and accurate. Maintaining the chain of custody ensures that evidence remains credible and admissible. Requesting examinations is a critical step in the investigation process. All requests must be in writing and should clearly define the type of examination required. The request must include case details, a list of evidence, and specific objectives of the examination. Proper documentation ensures clarity and avoids delays or misinterpretation. When shipping evidence, fragile or sensitive items require special handling and packaging. Use clean, dry, and durable containers and ensure proper sealing to prevent contamination. Evidence should be sent through secure channels, maintaining chain of custody at all times. For hazardous materials, all legal and safety regulations must be strictly followed. Different types of physical evidence require specific handling procedures. Firearms and ammunition must be handled safely, unloaded, and secure to prevent accidents or tampering. Biological samples, such as blood or DNA, must be preserved properly, often refrigerated or dried, to prevent degradation. Computers and digital media require careful handling to avoid data loss or alteration. Devices should be secured and examined by experts. Latent fingerprints must be collected using specialized techniques and preserved carefully to maintain their integrity. Each evidence type demands precision, proper packaging, and adherence to protocols to ensure reliability. Handling evidence correctly is essential for maintaining its value. For audio and video evidence, always work with original recordings and avoid unnecessary copying or editing. Paint and glass fragments should be collected carefully and packaged separately to prevent mixing or damage. Soil and trace materials must be collected as soon as possible and stored properly to preserve their characteristics. Tire impressions and footwear evidence should be photographed, cast, and documented before collection. Tool marks require both the tool and the marked surface for accurate comparison. The key principle is simple: Handle every piece of evidence with care, precision, and strict adherence to procedure to ensure it stands up in investigation and legal scrutiny. Let's quickly recap the key takeaways from this chapter. First, documentation must be accurate and complete. From initial collection to final reporting, every detail matters. Second, follow investigation standards and legal guidelines. Proper procedures ensure evidence is admissible and defensible. Third, remember that there is no universal standard. Investigators must adapt to jurisdiction-specific laws and organizational requirements. Finally, safety and integrity are non-negotiable. Protect personnel, preserve evidence, and maintain chain of custody at all times. These principles form the foundation of professional and effective investigations. As the saying goes, evidence doesn't speak unless it is handled with integrity. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep improving, and move one step closer to certification and professional excellence.